Hi, everybody. We're starting right on time this time. Rick DiClemente with Astrology Unplugged and our half anniversary guest every year, Reverend Gregory Kehn out of Lilydale. How you doing, Greg?
Doing wonderful.
Good to have you back. It's visit number 5. Don't let him fool you. That's a green background. He's really in Florida. He's in Florida, and that's the background up in New York State.
That's
How's married life treating you?
wonderful. It's been great.
Really, congratulations
Thank you.
to you both. So good to have you on. In case you are new to some people, Greg and I have been friends since about '82, and I used to have a radio show back in those days. Yeah, I'm going to add some people want to be added to the list for tonight. And Greg used to be on my radio show back in the old days. And tonight he'll be reading for you also. He has messages for you from the other side, you might call it. I'm going to get started right away.
All right.
Karen is on the list. Now, while we're going here, I'll be updating the list. Mark is on the list. I'll be updating the list through the chat at the bottom of your screen. So keep your eye on the chat box at the bottom. We're going to get right to it with Greg. And we're going to try to get everybody. If we can't, I apologize. I've already got 5 on the list. So if you want to be on the list, just raise your hand or send me a message. Carolyn and Margaret, I can't even write this fast. All right, here we go. We'll put you on. They're coming around so fast. Let's get you started, Greg. I'm going to put you on with, where is Lori? Is she on a telephone?
I'm here.
Are you on you're not on the picture?
There I am. I'm on
There
here
you are. Hi, Lori. I see you now. Okay, Lori,
Hi.
you're on with Gregory Kehn.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Lori.
That was fast. Hi.
Yeah. What's your question?
Oh, I just come flying in and got on here. Just want to know just any kind of thing you feel around me. Any a guy coming into my life, anything new, or just anything.
Well, I felt 2 things around you that came in very strong when you first started speaking, and one of them would be the fact that there's someone from your past wanting to come back and communicate and try to reconnect with you that you're not going to want to be bothered with. And I could see that energy there. Now, that's possible. It could have happened recently, but I felt the energy there that it's like you don't need the problems. And I feel they had problems and they've had emotional problems for a long time. And I feel you've reached a point now where it's like you're getting really picky about what you want to have now. And I feel good about it. And you're setting some perimeters for yourself that it's really a good energy, because there were times you'd allow things to happen in your life that were less than what you wanted, and now you're not. And I felt really good about that. I'm also seeing a lady in spirit with you that passed away, that when she passed, she had a very difficult time before she died, and she wanted to go on and not linger. She not only did not want everyone taking care of her, but she didn't want to be here in the condition she was in.
Okay.
And I see her watching over you, and I see her very close. And I do see a male coming into your life, and I want to say tall build man. He's very hardworking. I see him a person that's really handy in the sense of he's really thoughtful about how to do and what to do and a way to fix things. And I see him being a handy person in that manner. And I also feel with him, he's very outdoorsy. He loves the outdoors. So that's going to be an energy around you that's coming up very shortly. Also, you've been having a little difficulty with one leg and knee area.
A leg?
A leg and knee bothering you?
More like a hip, but yeah, my knees, right.
Because I kept feeling like achy as I'm sitting here, and I feel it was going from the left hip down.
Okay.
And I just want to be aware of taking care of yourself, because I feel there's a part of you that gets very frustrated, feeling like you're not where you wanted to be in the sense of your own energy and health there. I see you working on that, getting it to the point where you're feeling a great deal better.
Okay, good,
Good.
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 Okay, well, thank
You're
you.
welcome. God bless
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Like I said,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try to get to everybody I can. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Greg. Let's hustle on through. The next one on the list is Karen. I'm trying to find, there you are. Karen is on with Gregory.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah, what's your question?
Neighbors in Florida.
No, it's not neighbors in Florida.
You're close
Ac-
enough. Central
Oh,
Florida.
yes, we are neighbors in Florida. I could easily get to him, and somehow or other I missed that he had moved that close to me, or I would have had a reading from him in person this time. I really want to know what you see around me, and I also have that house for sale, and I don't know what you see regarding that.
I actually feel good about the house, but would you understand you've already had two people that supposedly tried to get it, but then didn't follow through?
Hmm.
Because I feel like there were two times it was like really at a point you were thinking it was gone, and then it didn't happen.
Right.
And I'm seeing you having someone else come in and look at this that I feel they're going to debate a little bit about it. They'll come back the second time. I see them looking it over. I get a feeling of them driving by and looking at it again. So I feel like they may make 3 trips by the house, and I can see them then coming up with a bid where it's going to make an offer that would be a good win and you would be able to take it.
Great.
I think that'll work out. And I get the feeling here that before you're done with winter here, it's definitely going to be gone and it's going to be a nice situation there.
Hmm.
Now, how far from the water are you?
There or here?
There.
Not far.
Because I get a feeling around that there's somebody looking at having a boat there and that they want to have access, that they want to take it a
Oh
short
yeah,
distance.
it's water. It's on the river, the outlet
Okay.
river
I'm sorry, which river?
outlet. It connects Lake Panasoffkee to the Withlacoochee.
Okay. Because I kept feeling like wanting to have access, with a boat. And I felt very comfortable. That door is going to open, and I think that'll be a nice energy. I do see them stretching a bit to buy it, but I do feel they'll be able to.
Okay. Is there anything else you see?
Yes, I see a woman in spirit with you. I feel sometimes you feel her presence and you recognize that she's around you. And I feel when she was in the living, she was pretty feisty, very independent lady. I felt a very hard-working energy. And I feel an energy with her that she said, you're at a point recently where you've stepped back from some friendships and it felt like there's a few people that it's like, I'm just really not going to be as available for or to as you were before. And that's actually been a good energy for you because you don't need the drama that they get themselves into.
That's correct. And I'm in the process of doing that even further.
Yes. And would you recognize now where you're living right now in the home you're in at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
This home is one you're living in that you planned on staying in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel comfortable there. And would you recognize you have a plug where when you plug things in, sometimes it kicks a breaker?
Yes.
Because they said to me about electrical and they talked about something getting fixed on the electrical and it's kicking the breaker out, and I'm not an electrician and I'm not a doctor and I can't prescribe and all of that stuff, but I felt the energy of this kicking out, and I want to say you have a weak breaker there and I feel they need to change the breaker.
Okay, I had them all changed out a year and a half ago, but I will follow through because I had the piece scared out of me about a week and a half ago in that
Well,
arena.
they were showing me a plug area and an overheating wire there, and I feel like it would have kicked a breaker.
Thank you.
And you also have a bit of a plumbing difficulty also where you were thinking you need to get some plumbing fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kept seeing a pipe wrench as a symbol of plumbing and getting that fixed up. And I think that'll work out very nicely.
Okay, and you feel like this is a good place to have my office?
Yes, I feel very comfortable there with an office and I felt very at peace about it. Also, I don't know if this is a room in your home already, or this is a room that you're going to make it a room that you want to make it. but I see you making a room the way you want it, and I feel that'll work out real good for the office energy.
Yes, I have a little separate building, and I'm in the process of converting it.
Hey,
Yes.
Karen, he told me almost 40 years ago, he told me to go home and look under my bed because there were these wires that might start a fire. And I said, he's crazy. And I went home and I had 2 extension cords connected under my bed and they were burnt on both ends. So,
Well,
so you pay attention.
don't worry. I have already contacted one person, and I've got somebody else I'm getting ready.
Okay, Karen. Well, thank you for
Thank you.
your
God
input.
bless you there.
We're going
Thank
to
you
move
so
on
much.
now to Mark. Mark, you're with Reverend. As soon as I get you unmuted, there you go. You're on with Greg.
Hi, Mark.
Mark, we can't hear you. Well, we're not getting any
Not
sound.
getting any voice with you, Mark.
He said, "Oh, I'm trying here." Oh, I'll come back to you, Mark. Hold on then. Okay, we're moving right along. Renate asked me if she could ask you a question. So we're going to jump to Renate and see what her question is for Greg.
Sure. Hi
Yeah.
there.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi. I would like to ask, I want to go to Mexico in January to Lake Chapala to join the Course in Miracle people. Is that good for me to do?
I feel you'll have a wonderful time. Now, would you understand there's an opportunity there that I would term it like camping out?
Camping out?
Yeah, where would it be there that you could be up probably all night, or that people would have a bonfire and you'd be able to really enjoy being there?
So it's a good thing to go.
Yes, I see you enjoying it. You're really going to have a good time.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Renate. Ray, I don't see you. Where is your picture? Here's Ray. Okay, Ray is on. Thank you. Ray's on with Greg.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, Reverend. So,
Everybody speak up a little bit.
what's the most important thing that you think you can tell me right now? Because I've got a lot of things going on. So I guess whatever is coming through the most strongly.
Well, I felt an energy with you with family, that I see family on the spirit side of life, and they're with you, they're helping. But they're also talking about all the changes around you that you're making and you're choosing to make. And it's a good thing that you're doing it now, because I see some changes coming up that you're going to really focus on and make your mind up on what you want to be doing. And I see that coming together as a good thing, and it's a very positive energy.
Okay.
And you've been noticing recently your tolerance for people has actually gotten a bit thin.
You know, it's funny. I wonder if people's tolerance of me is a little bit thin.
Well, you're not willing to put up with what you really did put up with for a long time. And you're now at a point where it's like, I don't need all that rhetoric and the negativity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, you've been finding recently that you've been having a little difficulty with a bank.
Yeah, you could say that.
Because I see something about messing up the bank account or something to do with numbers. And I would say double check things to make sure it's really the way it should be.
Okay.
I can see something happening where maybe there's a double bill paid or something going on that would be, unless you're watching, you could have a problem with it.
Okay, I can do that. How about health-wise?
Health-wise, I see you doing better. I feel you went through about a little while ago and you've been regaining your energy.
That is true. I've got a doctor's appointment coming up on Monday that I'm a little concerned about. So.
I don't feel negative. I feel what's going on can be taken care of, and it's not a big thing for you.
Okay.
And I felt the energy around you, that you're starting to take care of you better and more than what you used to, because there was a time that you were taking care of everybody else, but you weren't taking care of you.
Yes. Yep.
And now I see you taking care of you better, which has been the real need for you.
Yeah. Yep. Very good. Okay. Anything else that you can think of?
I kept seeing a car around you, and there was just recently a problem where something electrical in the car is not working quite right.
Mhm. The dome light doesn't come on, but fortunately that's, well, the tires kind of.
Well, would you look at the car and say left front?
Yes.
Because I see left
That
front.
tire always goes flat, or it always
Okay.
loses air at least. Yeah.
Because they're showing me left front, and I felt
Okay.
an energy around that to make sure you check it out and get it taken care of.
Very
And
good.
as far as the dome light there, I get a feeling here it's simple. I feel there's a bulb burnt out. But I also feel an energy there that you had a difficulty with your windshield wipers a little while ago.
Not that I can think of.
Be aware of them if there's something there that may not work quite
Okay.
right. So just be
Okay.
aware of it.
All right.
All right.
Very good.
God bless you.
Reverend.
You take care.
Thank you.
too.
Now, I don't know why we've been doing this, he and I, 38 years, and he always ends with somebody's car. You must have been a mechanic in many lifetimes. And it always ends with your car, and I think that's pretty good. Bring it down to earth. By the way, that's a picture of Lilydale in the background, if you're wondering how he's there in his daytime and we're here in his night. Erica, you're up now with the Reverend Gregory Kehn.
Hi,
Hi, Erica.
Reverend Greg. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm wondering if you can see anything around my brother who is out here living near me.
Erica, we can barely hear you.
I'm wondering if you can see anything around my brother who moved out here recently near me, because I have two brothers, so I'm concerned about the one who lives near me. Do you see anything around him?
Would you recognize mentally and emotionally, he's gone through something that emotionally has really upset him and bothered him, carries it.
Absolutely.
Because I keep feeling pain in my heart center, and I feel it's emotional pain, and I feel he went through a lot that people don't realize how bad it was and how much he had carried internally. And I've seen it as something coming to a head where he's got to let it out and release himself from it and not allow himself to carry it in such a deep way. Plus, would you understand there was a loss of someone he loved also?
Yes.
Because I kept feeling a loss of someone he loved, and I feel that also hit him very hard.
Yes. Could have been my mom, but that was about 7 years ago. Or it
Well,
could be his wife that he needs to get a divorce from, so maybe he lost who he thought she was when he realized who she really is. Is that a possibility?
yes, I feel there was an awakening to her not being the nice person that he had hoped and thought she was.
Do you see anything physical about him that he needs to worry about?
I feel limitations in the heart area and chest area, and I feel he's had things bother him, but he ignores it.
Okay. Thank you so much. That really helps a lot. Thank you.
Also, would you recognize he's having a little difficulty mentally? He can get very down at times, and he dwells on some things that are really not for him.
Oh, of course, after everything that's happened, it's not a surprise.
Also, would you understand he's a little secretive at times where there's times he'll let you know things. There's other times he doesn't want you to know anything.
Oh, yeah. Tough guy.
Well, I'll say it this way. I see healing energy from the spirit side for him, and they're helping him. And I know they're working with him more. And I feel like that's going to be a very, very good energy that's going to help a lot. Now, your other brother's living where?
He lives in Alabama.
Would you understand not that he's secretive, but would you understand he lives his life very separate?
Yes, we're not in touch. We've broken off a relationship because it's been very unhealthy.
Well, I see him being so separate, emotionally so separate, that he lives his life in his own bubble. And I felt the energy there. Don't be surprised if you hear not from him, but you'll hear about him. And I know he's going to be all right, but I feel like you're going to hear about him. And there's some things going to be coming up that's going to make him want to reach out to the family more.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I've been kind of feeling that and kind of almost bracing myself for it.
That's coming. You're right.
Okay. Thank you so much
God bless you, dear. Take care.
for your gift. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Erica, we're going to try Mark again and see if he's got his microphone issues resolved. Mark, are you? Let's see here. Yeah, you're on now with Greg. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry for the troubles. Hi, Greg.
Right.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. No specific question, just any energy that you're picking up that would be useful to know about?
Mark, I feel like you're stepping back a bit and you've been looking at your own life and going, where have I been? What have I done? What have I accomplished? And what do I now want to accomplish? And I feel like, people talk about retirement and all these other things, but I want to say, I feel you're going to be focused on being busy and doing some things you enjoy doing. And it's something that you've already been thinking about, but you haven't completely initiated that yet. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
And you've been having some thoughts recently that where you're living, you at times, not all the time, but at times, you debate the idea about leaving there and going somewhere else.
True.
I don't feel the timing has been right for it. And I feel in the future the timing would be right and that you'd be able to pick up and go. And I feel like that's one of the things I feel you debate at times over. And I feel an energy there that you have a few people you're close to that you'd certainly share with and enjoy, but you also look at it and think, this isn't holding me here.
Agreed.
And I feel the opportunity for a move, and I would say within a 2-year time span, I see a door opening and I see it really testing you to say, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? And I felt very comfortable. I think it's going to be something in the planning of really where you want to be in 2 years there. I could see it coming up where it's like, you know what? I could make up my mind and I could pack it up and be on my way.
Sounds good.
Keep the thought in mind, because I don't feel an immediacy of that, but I feel in the future definitely an opportunity. And there's a lady on the spirit side of life that loves you very much. When she passed away, she went in her sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's very close to you, and she said to me, tell him I went in my sleep, and he'll know.
I know.
And he's with you, loves you. She's with you, loves you, watches over you. It's a nice energy.
Good.
And
Good to hear.
Also, there's a gentleman in spirit standing here in a uniform. I feel that he had been in the service, and he had a uniform. And when he was laid to rest, he didn't die in the war, but he died later, but he would have been in the uniform.
I can think of somebody that would fit. Yeah.
Because I see him with you. Also, I don't know who this is to you. This just came in this way. He put his hand in front of me and he had part of a finger missing.
I'm racking my brain on that one.
I want to go back around your father, and I want to go back to you being a child, and I feel this gentleman visited your home.
I'm gonna have to ponder that one after I get off the call.
You keep it in mind, because I see him around you there, and it's a nice energy. I feel him watching over things.
Good to hear.
Any other question?
No, I'm good. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Hey, God bless you. You take care.
Thank you, Mark. And if you're new to the call, we have the Reverend Gregory Kehn with us. He's a native of Eastern Ohio, and he's, about 50 years been working out of a large spiritual center, in case you have not heard of it. One of the largest and most original in the country, called Lilydale. It's up by the Finger Lakes, up near Buffalo, New York. And he winters, just like a bird, he winters in Florida. So don't be fooled. He's got a green background and a picture of Lilydale there. But he's really enjoying the Florida sunshine. Carolyn, thank you for being patient with us. Carolyn, you're on next with the Reverend Gregory Kehn.
Hello. Hi, Gregory Kehn.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I just have one question for you since I did
Yeah.
a reading with you recently. About the house that I will purchase in the future at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I was just curious about an area outside of Vegas called Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
It's further away from work, but it's a place that has many, many amenities, the bike trails, the pools, all that. And I have many people in my life that love to tell me what to do. I have an aunt and a friend, and they're all older than me, and they're all telling me, get a small place, get a small place. I just want to go like this. But you know what? This is not a very long, big question. I'll just ask you this and see what you get a feel on.
I feel very comfortable with you making a move, and I felt very peaceful with it. And I feel what you were talking about, the area that you're talking about, I want to say on one level, there's a part of that place that can be more expensive, and there's another part of the place that's more reasonable. And I see you looking at the idea of where you wanted to be there. And I don't want to say it's small because I see room that you could have guests and everything there if you wanted to. But I felt an energy of everything being accessible to you in such an easy manner. And it's something there where the pools, the bikes, the everything. I mean, I just see everything open to you. I want to say have fun. I see you finding something very reasonable. And would you recognize you've been debating a little bit about it, that it's like when to really jump in?
Oh, right. And I know you had advised me around the election time, and my lease ends here in North Las Vegas at the end of August. So there's some wiggle room I have.
Well, I get the feeling here of things opening up to you in the summer there, and the door will open. I see prices being a little lower. There's going to be a little financial hit in the country here where people are going to have to wake up and figure some things out. But it's going to be interesting that you're going to have an opportunity to get into something that somebody's selling personally, and I feel the opportunity to look at the idea of putting a bid. And I felt, now, I don't know if the real estate's involved. I would think they would be, but there's somehow some sort of discounting of things that you'd be able to jump in at the right time.
Okay, so they're not a builder, not a new house, and not a builder.
No. I see you finding something that you go in. I heard Spirit say, throw some paint on the walls and it'll be what you want.
Oh, well, okay. I like Spirit. Oh, real quick question. Does that mean, because we know there's going to be a dip coming in terms of the economy, should I be pulling my money out of should I pull my stock options out of my 401k and put it in something very, very safe?
I would be aware going into the summer of making sure that you have security, because there will be some shakeups and some changes, but I think you're going to be fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Carolyn. Gregory, I'll take a moment for astrology. We're under a tremendous full moon tonight with Neptune involved, which has a lot to do with scandals are being shown to the people. Scandals are the light of day is shining on the scandals. The country is in a lot of trouble. What do you think?
I feel we're in a lot of trouble, and I think it's going to come up where the impeachment they're talking about with Trump is really going to hit home. And the awakening is more than just that. I think the awakening is many other levels of people awakening to things. And it's not just what you see on the news. And I felt the energy also of large businesses, big corporate structures, like you mentioned there about things coming out. I feel there's going to be things coming out and filtering out for quite a while as to people waking up to the fact of what's really going on in the games that are being played and how the society in America is being played and being played with. And it's going to be interesting, the outcome, because I feel people going through an awakening more, and the awakening is a good thing.
Well, very good. That's good to hear. Do you see us eventually repairing our relationship with other countries?
I feel it's going to be repaired, and it's going to be a more positive energy because, you know, um, I don't know why some of the political people are in the positions they're in, because they're in there for themselves. They're not in there for us. And it's very sad on many levels. And I feel like it's coming to a head where I see some things being uncovered that are going to shock people. People are going to be very shaken up and very shocked. And it's going to be something that's going to take them back a bit and make them realize they can't play the games they used to play. And all these political people, I mean, like senators and congressmen, the whole big ball of wax there, I see things coming out one after another. And it's going to really scare people to think that, my God, we voted for them.
Yeah, well, 2020 is going to be a big shakeup year. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Margaret, you're up next with Greg Kehn. Margaret?
Hi there.
Hi.
Well, I have so many things going on so many levels. I think I'll just ask you what's around me because I won't know where exactly to start anyway.
I feel a good energy with you emotionally. I feel like you're stepping back and looking at a lot of things in your life now where you're stepping back enough and feeling like, I don't want to be caught up or involved in the negativity some of these people choose to be in. And would you understand they're trying to involve you, and you've been trying to stand your ground on the idea of not being involved?
Yeah. There's a lot of family stuff going on. There's some neighbors that affect me a lot, and eventually that will end in some way, drama way, I imagine.
Well,
And my health has been kind of drama lately, just everything.
I'll put it this way. I feel you're very sensitive and you carry things very deeply, and you at times are maybe not realizing how much energy you're taking on that are the other people's energies. And you're allowing that to overwhelm you. And I feel a need for you to create a bubble around you in your meditation and to allow yourself to focus just on you. No more this drama, that drama, some other drama. You need to focus just on you. And I felt once you start establishing that, I see some people going, well, how come she didn't call me? How come she's not right here? And I feel that they've normally had you, whether it was something that they dragged you into or not, they would have you involved. And I just see you stepping away more and more now to not continue the involvement and not allow the involvement to be such a drain on you, because it has been very, very, very draining at times.
Yeah, I'm certainly been aware of that, and I'm doing much better with that. I sort of feel like I get thrown so many things, both health, dire stuff. I just finishing up my third surgery in 3 years and got one more to go. And yeah, just like I said, a lot of stuff going on. I keep wondering, everybody says, oh, you're going to meet somebody. And it's like, yeah, I'd love to meet somebody, but I'm not meeting somebody. So I don't know if that's just thrown out there for me to get used to the idea of not having expectations. Or
let's put it this way. You've had so many things that have diverted you, and you haven't felt that. It's almost like saying a part of your mind sometimes thinks, who's going to want me the way it is and the way I am and what's going on and all these things. And I see having someone in your life coming up here that I want to say is a very kind and very considerate person, and he's very together emotionally. And I see him in I see him an individual, very mature energy. And I feel like it's going to bring you more of a calmness of having someone that you could depend on, because you've had people in your life, dear, that you could depend on you, but you couldn't depend on them. And I see having someone you could depend on, and it would be a good energy. Plus, surgery that you're going to have there, I see no problem with. get with it, get it over with, get it done, you're fine. And I felt another energy, lower part of the body. I don't know if I'm in stomach area or lower area, but I feel like there was something there bothering you there for a bit.
Oh, well, I need another knee. I've had 2 shoulders and a knee replacement, and I need the other. I will need the other knee replaced in order to be able to get out and really start moving the way I want to.
Well, they're showing me you being a bionic woman here, and I want to say, let's go for it.
And what about the head? I've got a lot of neural stuff going on, things that could go wrong.
That's where I feel the energy of you in a meditative manner, focusing on yourself, where it's like, I'm not allowing all the extra input to be taking a toll on you that it was. Because I just see you entirely too much energy coming in, and you sometimes carry it whether you realize it or not. You're carrying it, and it really becomes a drain to you.
Yeah, true. My house, I'm in a house way too big, but I love my house. I built my house, the neighborhood. I've looked around to move. I just can't see it. But financially, it takes a toll.
Let's put it this way. The toll it's taken is not so much a financial toll as it is the actually work toll.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel an energy there that not at this time do I see you making a change, but I would say later making a change, but I don't feel anything immediate. And I feel the energy around that when you do make the change, it's with someone, and I can see the two of you making changes together.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
God bless you, dear. Take care.
Thank you, Margaret. We're on to Tracy, and let's get her unmuted. You're with Greg Kehn.
Hi, Tracy.
You've muted yourself.
All right.
There you go.
I unmuted myself. You muted.
There you go.
Okay.
Hi, Tracy.
So for me, I'd like to know about business. I'm in a real estate investment business. I started it myself. I've been a little bit successful, but then I just sort of stopped and hesitated, mostly because of the markets. So I feel like I'm in a rut there. And then that just follows along with my love life, which also feels like it's in that.
Well, I feel at times when you feel defeated in one area, there's a part of you that unplugs from other areas too. And you carry that heartache feeling with you, and a need for you to let go of that and move into one area of things that you can really be successful in. And I feel on a real estate level, you will be. And I see success there of you really accomplishing what you need to. And I felt very calm with that. That's going to be opening up more.
So is it going to be the same avenue or a different avenue that I've been in?
I see a little different avenue. I feel part of what you've done in the past, you're going to continue with, but there's a new avenue for you to move forward on. And it's going to be a good energy for you then to be a lot more comfortable. I see you being a lot happier with your money coming in, and I see security being there in a way that you'd feel very at peace with. And the idea of relationships, I feel, quit trying to make them what you see as potential. Because I'm seeing people with potential, and they wave the flag of potential, and you want to take it as them already being there, and they already have that, and they're already living that, and are not. And I see some people that presented to you what they presented to you to obtain you, but they really weren't there for you. And they never lived up to what they had presented.
So how do we change that energy?
Well, I think you're going to change the energy in your own meditation and your own focus. And I feel it's going to work a lot better for you.
So
it's going to work a lot better for you, and you're going to be more at peace with it and not have all the turmoil that you did have. Because I see you having someone in your life that's a business person, and they're very calm, they're very, very adapting to things, and they know what they're doing. And that's going to be a good energy for you, that you're going to be able to enjoy someone that you could depend on. You could actually say things to them about your work and what you're accomplishing, and they could be very wise about helping you with this. And they do it in such a way that they're not telling you what to do, but they're very supportive of what to do to make things better.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay,
It's
thank
going
you.
to be, it's
Thank-
going to be a good energy for you because people don't realize how down you can be at times. They don't recognize it because you can put up a good front and let on like everything's all right, and I just keep right on going no matter what.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Tracy. I want to add on to what Greg is saying here astrologically. What I'm finding is very clear, Margaret. When you let go of your stuff, that's when they come. They don't come to you. They don't come to you when the planets are right. They come to you when you've let go of your stuff. They'll come right away. Letting go of your stuff, you know what your stuff is. No one else does. You know what it is. But I've got case after case after case after case. Let it go. That's when the good stuff comes your way. So good luck with that. Greg, I got you back. And we're on now with a person who's on a telephone named Lenz. I think her name is Peggy. We're going to try to hook you up with her. Are you ready?
yes,
Lenz? Who is Lenz?
Do you hear me? Peggy, can you hear me?
Is this Peggy Lenz?
Yes.
Okay, you're on with Greg. Go ahead.
Oh,
hi.
hi, Greg. Sorry, no webcam, and I'm not the best with computers. Anyways, my one question, and I hope it doesn't seem strange. What will come in the future of the two areas of knowledge I'm pursuing at this time? Is that too vague?
I feel very good with both of them, and I just see it as a matter of timing with one. That would you understand you've already been working on one, but you're really interested in the other also.
Okay. Um, in the area of Reiki, do you think I'll be successful?
I see being successful and I see accomplishing it. And I want to say it this way. There's a lady on the spirit side said to me, healing is healing. And whether it's in words, whether it's in laying on of hands, whether it's Reiki, healing is healing. And I feel an energy with you that you have facets of healing that you can utilize that I wouldn't say are just basically what you're studying. I feel there's many facets you can work with. And Spirit said, set the intent. The intent is the most important part of the healing, is you're setting that intent and allow it to work.
All right. And one more question. Are there any soulmates coming my way?
I see a soulmate coming your way there, but I feel like you had someone in your life there that you thought at one point would have been a soulmate, and you found out they were presenting what they were presenting and they weren't living it.
All righty. That's it. Thank
And
you.
I see someone stepping in that will be living and living it in a good way. So
Okay.
that's going to be there for you.
All right. Thank you very much.
God bless.
All right, hold on 1 second here. Okay, she's muted now. All right, we're on now with Ginger. Let me find the Ginger, and she's in the Columbus area. You're on with Greg.
Hi, Ginger.
We can't hear you. It's the headphones. Try without the headphones. I commonly have this problem with headphones. You don't have any voice.
I have no voice.
Now we can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Okay. Usually I
know.
get Jimi Hendrix when I use that one, but oh well.
I don't know what happens, but you're on now.
All right. Thank you, Rick, for hosting tonight. Greg, I've been through about a 7-year period of transition.
Yes.
And I'm kind of feeling like I stepped through a door. And what should I do next in my life? What are they telling you? Spirits have been coming to me in dreams, but they've been very cryptic.
Well, let me say it this way. I feel what you've already been doing has been moving forward and letting go of the past and letting go of heartache in the past, letting go of some actual relationships in the past.
Yes.
And I feel you're cleaning house there. And I want to say, for the moment, I see you continuing to clean house. And I felt the good energy there of that's wonderful, because it's like the more you're unloading in an emotional manner, it's like a bobber floating to the surface. You can be right on top of the water and you can go the direction you want to. And, I believe this way, the breeze takes us in the direction we're needing to go. and we're needing to trust and allow it. And I feel an energy for you to trust and allow it, and to not feel a need to debate it, just go with it. Because you have some people around you that get very stuck in their attitudes and their belief systems and their fear. And I just see you stepping away more and realizing that I don't need any fear. There's plenty around you to go around. You don't need the fear.
Yeah, I actually had a near-death experience in 2017. So, you
Mhm.
know, that was that kind of what, after that, there's no more fear.
Yes. I died 3 times in a week when I was 11 years old, and went through the tunnel of light and experienced a lot of things over there. And I found myself looking at things where I look at people at times and I think they get so fearful of so many things. And it's like, I've not really had that in my life that I would feel that kind of fear.
Me neither. It's like I look at people around me and they're all worried about this really mundane stuff. And I'm like, to me, that's become a second, just a secondary thought. It's not even in the picture anymore. I know it's over.
It's incredibly trivial, and to be able to step away and look at things in my mind, a realistic way, that it's like, this is what you can do, and that's what you can't do, and this you can do something about, and if you can do it, you do it. And if
Right.
you can't do it, you know, you're experiencing what's there. That's fine.
Is it time to write the book?
Yes, I feel the need for you to take the time to settle into it and get going on that, because in your mind, you've already got it.
Yeah, I've already written it, I think 3 times in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, go for it, dear. I think it'll work out very well.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Ginger, I had the book in my mind for 35 years, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. And Eliza told me one day, put it on paper. I said, I don't know how to do it. She said, put it on paper. So I put it on paper, and it was an absolute mess. And then she said, get out of the way. And she scrambled with it with scissors and scotch tape and gave it back to me and went, ah!
Yeah, but I work in the publishing business. I have no excuse.
That's what we ended up with. I don't care what business you're in. It's hard. It's hard to write. It's very difficult. Thank you very much. We're up now with Kimma. Kimma and your friend. Kimma, you're on. Who was it that said they had a friend named Joe? Was that you and Joseph?
Joseph, yeah.
Is that there? Okay. You can both go one at a time, whatever you want to do. You're on with Greg.
Hi.
Hi, Greg. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
You're welcome.
I guess, is there anything coming through for me regarding art or any of the things I've been learning about?
Well, I feel a lot of creative energy around you, and I feel like you're at a point now. There's some people around you that I would look at as being very realistic, down to earth, but very creative. And then you have some people around you that are a little bit out there. And I feel like you've been finding now that you're choosing more carefully who you're really being involved with and the energy you're spending with people, that it's like, I want the more solid ones.
Okay.
And would you recognize the thought also that you've been really thinking about the creativity energies? There's some other education you were thinking about taking on?
Yeah, I've been learning a lot of stuff the past year or more.
Well, I see you learning a lot more, and I feel very good about it. And I see the energy working very nicely for you. I think that's going to bring about a nice change. And I see you advancing your life more. I don't know what work you're doing at the moment, but I keep seeing work in front of you and the opportunity to advance to a better level and be able to be making better money.
Wonderful.
And you've been having thoughts about a home environment and the consideration of moving from one home environment to another?
Eventually, I'd like to be closer to water again.
Well, I definitely feel you will be, and I see that coming up. And where do you live now?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Would you recognize the thought that where you move to at the moment and where you're living at the moment, it's working out fine, but it's not ultimately what you want to live in the future? And I know the change is coming, but I also see work, money, and security coming as a change for you that would then take you nearer to the water. Also, I want to be a little aware in the future here nature is going to deal us some pretty rough things in the future concerning ocean and storms and all these things. And I want to say, be a little aware here of being on high ground.
Thank you.
Quite literally, physically on high ground.
Right.
Because I really feel there's going to be some things happening that's going to shock part of the world as to what can occur. And I feel there is some things now, this is years in the future yet, but I could see a tsunami activity that would really scare people really badly.
Okay. Is there any messages from any of my spirit guides or loved ones around me that?
I feel there's a woman with you on the spirit side that's American Indian energy, and she's with you, and she's wanting to work with the meditation and the healing, and you have wonderful energy in your hands, and I feel that you can give a lot of energy to people, and the healing energy is all there for you, and a need to allow that to open up.
Cool. Wonderful. Thank you.
And you sometimes dream things that come true.
I dream a lot of stuff. And yes,
I see some dreams that are going to be vivid to you and very memorable. And I do feel some of the events in the dreams are going to be occurring.
okay. I was just the other day, it came to me to start working with my dreams again more because I was recording them, and then I got the message to kind of go back and start reviewing some of the past dreams that I've had to review them and stuff.
I think that'd be great because I feel an energy of you developing that more. And I kept seeing you astrally traveling. I feel at times you woke up with a jolt to the body.
All the time.
Because I'm seeing you out of the body traveling a lot. And, you know, honey, your head hits the pillow and you're gone. I mean, you just take right off. And I feel an energy here that, remember waking up in the night and jolting yourself awake?
Many times.
Because I feel like you traveling out of the body, it's like you take a trip, you come back, you go back out again. And I feel sometimes you wake up tired.
Often, most days I actually do wake up tired.
Well, let me explain something. When you're going astrally out of the body, there's a need to know that we actually let the body lay there and rest instead of energizing the body by still having that link and connection that when we're traveling, our body experiences all that. If you're walking or running or flying or whatever you're doing, your body's experiencing the energy. And for you to, in the meditative way, that when you step out of the body, that we can let the body be at rest and allow the body to really regain the energy that it needs to in your sleep state.
Okay. I don't mean to do whatever I'm doing at night.
Well, I'm sure you don't recognize all of it, but I feel it's happening. And to set the intent then when you're going to bed, that when I leave the body, I'm letting the body regain and revitalize all the energies. And when I awake in the morning, I'm fully energized. And just set that intent, and that'll take care of it.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
Thank you.
Kim, is that Joseph with you ready?
Yeah. This is Joseph.
Joe is with her. Same place you're on with Greg, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
I've actually had kind of a crossroads in my life that's recently happened, and I just wanted to know if anything was coming through about that.
Be more specific.
Well, my job situation's changed, and I have creative endeavors that I try to pursue. So, just kind of trying to figure out, like, what's ahead of me.
Well, I'll put it this way. I see you working, and I see a job, and I see money coming in as a baseline security. But I'm also seeing you really working on the creativity energy. But I feel on some levels you couldn't really feed yourself with the creativity energy, and you're needing to have the other work as a security base and then go ahead and work on the creative energy, because I see you developing that, and I don't feel you can do it all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you would like to, but I mean, it's been hard. And another energy there also, would you understand rooming with someone and being able to share rent or share something about sharing a residency?
I mean, it kind of, sort of, yeah.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
feel something coming up that's going to really make the overhead a little lower in some way that you're going to be able to organize. And I see it working very well. And I just see it as being a good energy for you that that opportunity will come up. And I feel calm. I feel safe there. I feel trusting of people there. I mean, it's a good energy. So it's going to come together for you.
Okay. And I just recently turned down a job.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a good move?
I feel you turn down the job's fine. I see another job that's a better situation opening up to you that's going to be at hand, and I feel that's going to work well. Also, would you understand you've been debating about another vehicle?
Told you.
Not really, now that I know. I mean, getting out of car payments would be nice.
Well, let's put it this way. I feel there's been a frustration with the car payments, and there's been a frustration with the car itself.
I mean, some comfortability issues, yeah. The seat's a little stiff.
Well, I get the feeling here of a debate over the car, but I want to say I see it as frustrating for you to feel like, I don't want to have all these payments going out and I have to work just to make sure that's there. But on another level, there's a part of you that wants to move forward so quickly and get everything done. And I heard a statement saying, I should have been there by now. It should have been done by now. I should have been there by now. I should have accomplished it by now. And I want to say, no, I feel where you're at is exactly where you're needing to be, and you're going to be accomplishing more shortly and really then see success in your achievement.
Thank you.
Can't
You're
beat that,
welcome.
yeah. Can't beat that. Thank you very much. We're moving along. Thank you, Greg. We're going to go now to Deborah, who's impatiently waiting. She's on with Greg Kehn.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I wanted to say that I just wanted to get some ideas. This week has been a real challenging one for myself. I just recently had to have my cat cross over. I had to help her with that, and it was very unexpected. And I'm learning how to work with different energies. I had another cat before that passed, but of their own, and I had an unhelpful energy. And so with this one, as she was going through her trauma, I was trying to redirect my energy to the heart center and try to be with her with that and calm her down. And I just wanted to get any of your feedback from Spirit about this or anything else that they could add.
Well, you were more upset than the cat was. I actually feel the cat was quite calm, and I see the cat's energy being around you, and I feel a loving energy there. And it's grateful that, you gave it a wonderful life and that it really enjoyed being with you. And it's a wonderful energy and healing energy. Plus, I feel with you, you're right now going through a transition with friendships and people that sometimes you feel like you don't understand where they're coming from and the attitudes they have. And I feel like you've begun to step back a bit and evaluate things a little differently. And that's actually working well for you because you, for a while there, had so much going on. It was like one crisis to another.
Yes. And the other thing that I wanted to know is one of my parents is, going through major health issues, and the caregivers that are there are, I feel that sometimes they don't always treat them as gently or as considerately as possible. And so I'm working with trying to speak up about that. But also, I don't want to dwell on the negative with it. I want to also come from a heart energy place. And so I just wanted to get any of your feedback or any Spirit's feedback.
Well, I'll say it this way. I feel an energy there that there's people that do a job and they do the job and they don't have the heart. And I feel there's a couple of things going on there that they don't have the heart, and they're not doing it because they love doing it. They're doing it because it's a paycheck.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I see you having someone step in that does it from the heart, and it would be a wonderful energy, and it'll be a great deal more helpful. How old is your mother?
She is in her early 80s.
Would you recognize her concern over taking care of Dad?
Oh yeah, she's really going through a lot of turmoil with that right now.
Because I just feel tremendous stress energy emotionally, and I feel it's trying to take care of Dad and trying to maintain everything with him. And would you recognize with him, he's getting a bit grumpy?
Well, I guess he's always been that way, but always been a little bit challenging. But he's got a lot of health challenges now, like even more so than he ever has in his whole life. So.
I'll put it this way. I feel something's going on with the challenge with him, and
Yes.
he's frustrated over the idea of not being able to function in a normal manner, and he
Absolutely.
gets a bit grumpy about things. But I want to say, other than that, he's a pretty gentle man.
Yes, this is true, and I feel like he's trying to do the best he can, but sometimes the old habits get the better of him.
Yes. And the other energy with your mom, I see your mom's mom, your grandmother, with your mom.
Oh, wonderful.
And I see her bringing peace and healing to her, which she wants to bring peace and healing to you. And she said, honey, you can't fix everything. As much as you would love to, you really can't. And I just see you learning to love them at the level where, when, and how you can. And other than that, you can't do it.
Yes. As I close here, is there anything else that you would recommend?
I really see you working with the absent healing in a prayerful manner. And I could see it sending energy out because you have a lot of ability to do that, that I'm not sure you've done a lot of or focused on it in that form, but I see you developing that even more. And that's going to work very well for you.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Developing the ability to.
And develop the ability with the healing energy and do absent healing, where you just put them in prayer and you see them in your mind and you send them energy.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, dear. God bless you.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Greg. John's on with you now. John and Greg.
Hello again, Greg. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
Doing well. So just a couple questions. I think we've probably spoken about this before. Two things that come up are career and relationship. Both I feel like I'm on the verge of something with, and I'm curious what you see.
Well, I see a shift of energy with career, and I feel advancement, and I felt calm about the advancement. I think you're going to be moving forward on it, and it's going to work very well for you. I just see it as a matter of timing for that door to open. The other energy I felt around you that you've been back and forth a little bit on in relationship energies, I feel like you're looking at people and realizing some of them are falling short of what you would term their ability or potential to reach. And you should learn to step back a little more now, where I'm not trying to fix them or bring them to the point of having all those answers, because they're in a pathway and they're at a certain speed or a certain timing that they have to reach on their own. And I feel like you're stepping back a little more now, where it's like I plant the seeds of wisdom, guidance, and love there, but I don't get too caught up in trying to make it work. You know, we can develop it by giving them the energy and they'll make it work themselves.
I can see that. I mean, I guess there's one person in particular I've been kind of going back and forth.
You got it.
I feel like she's still in, I guess, maybe a developmental stage, and I don't know. Like, I think it's been on my mind.
There's a developmental stage there, and it's also something where they make it 2 steps forward and they step 3 steps back, and then they make another step forward. And I feel like you at times are sitting there wringing your hands going, oh my God, you almost made it.
Yeah. I mean, I really like her, though. She's an amazing person. I just,
Well, I feel spiritually she is a wonderful person. In another lifetime, I feel the two of you knew each other and was actually, in another lifetime, quite close. And in this lifetime, that's why the magnetism is there and that you're finding yourself drawn to her. And I want to say, plant the seeds of wisdom, guidance, and love you can. And other than that, don't get drawn into it where you're entrapped in it. And if she reaches the growth, that's wonderful. If she doesn't reach the growth, that's where she's at.
Got it. Interesting. Thank you.
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, John. We're going to go to Marcia, and then we're going to go to Doc, and then we have a final question by Renate. Marcia, you're on with Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Marcia. How are you?
Good. I wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
The newlyweds.
I heard you're newlywed. Yes.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, July 28th in Lilydale.
Oh.
And the picture behind me was actually where we were going to be married. And that day it started to get into a stormy situation where they were going to talk about more rain. And we didn't want everybody racing to the auditorium. So we went to the auditorium and did it in the auditorium at Lilydale there.
That's good. Well, my question is about my lower back.
Yes.
I've been having issues probably about 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried different things. And I'm wondering if I'm on the correct path now, what I've just chosen.
I see it as the correct pathway, but I want to say there's something else coming up. This is a stepping stone to something else yet. So what you're doing at the moment, I think, is good, and it's going to advance things, and you're going to feel better.
Okay.
And there's another avenue coming up that'll be really a wonderful thing for you. I just don't feel it's the right timing for it, and I feel what you're doing now is the right timing.
Okay. Okay.
And would you recognize also there was a scary period you had there for a while that you were sometimes thinking, oh my God, this may not be able to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
I see it healing and I see it doing better. And I want to say, let's put it out of your mind about the idea that the limitation would be permanent.
Okay. Okay.
Because you have a very strong will, you have a very strong mind. I think it's pulled you through things that have been amazing at times. But when you let yourself get into a fearful level of thought, you can be very powerful in that direction too.
Right.
So let's keep the positive energy going and keep that as the direction you're headed in.
Thank you, Greg.
You're
And
welcome.
I have one more question. I don't know if she would be into this, but I'm wondering if maybe sometime you could do a session with my daughter.
Yeah, you can make an appointment anytime.
Okay.
I think it's been on the screen here. If anybody
I have
wants
your
to give us an
information.
appointment.
Yeah. I don't know how she would be open to it right now. I mean, maybe she would be, or in the future. She's never experienced working with a psychic before.
Well, what I find there is if she chooses to be open, you know, I've seen it happen where I've had many times people that weren't open and they opened right up in a reading and it worked wonderfully. And when they get hit between the eyes with a few things, sometimes it takes them back a bit.
Yeah.
But it's also an energy also that if she's not coming into it with the desire to know and really learn and understand, it wouldn't be the right timing for her. So don't push it, but open the door to her.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Greg.
You're welcome. God bless you.
You too.
Thank you, Marcia. Now you're on with Kim and Linda. I've been texting you and you've not seen it. So I'm coming to you if you'll nod your head up and down. Okay, because I've texted you. Kim, you are on. We call Kim the doctor. Doctor, you're on with the Reverend.
Yes, I'm the doctor of love.
She always has a sign for us every week.
Yeah,
that's the best sign.
Doctor. Okay, well, thank you so much, Reverend Kehn, and thank you, Rick.
Yeah,
certainly.
I have two questions. One is I had a cancer surgery in 2012. I'm finally doing a follow-up visit to an internist that I've found with my mother's doctor, and I have a growth in the abdomen, and I've had a lot of concern, and it may be similar to Marcia as far as my thought system goes. And I just wondered what you see about that.
Actually, I feel good about getting everything done there and get it out of the way. I feel like it's something there that it's very benign in many ways, and it's something that you just need to take care of yourself. And there's been a period of time there where recently, would you understand you feel like it got a little bit bigger? Because
Yes.
I feel the size changed, and I feel it can be taken care of, and I don't want to let it ride.
Okay, good. I go Tuesday. Thank you. And my another thing is, started in 2009, the caregiving for my parents. Daddy passed away in 8 months after I retired. And now it's become a full-time situation with my mother, who occasionally is just like she used to be. And this dementia is it comes and goes. But what I want to know what you see about our relationship and what I really need to see about this.
Well, let's say it this
Feel maybe.
way. I feel your mom is not your mom at times, even though, you know, the body's there and it's your mother. I feel the energy of you being able to share and communicate with her that she's going to open up a bit more at times. Think of it this way. There's times you look in her eyes and I would term it she's home. She's there. And then there's other times you look in her eyes and there's just nothing there. And I feel her reaching out to you at moments just to reassure to you that she's there at times where you'll see it in the eyes. And I want to say love her and enjoy her. And I feel moments that she's so pleased that you've been there and that she's trying to reach you in the sense of saying, all right, I want you to know I'm here. I'm really here in my body and I'm really aware of you being here. And I appreciate your love and support. And other times she's just really whacked out.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, I realize that. And do you see any time frame of how long we get
I see her hanging in here
together?
for a while
Is
yet
that
physically. I see her hanging in
enjoy
here
it?
for a while yet physically, but I see an energy with her that at a soul level, she's practicing and stepping out of the body. And I
Okay.
feel like it won't be long here that she's going to want to let go of the body completely. And I could see her do it in her sleep. Also, would you understand there's been a combined
Thank
problem of a heart problem with her?
Thank you so much. My screen kind of froze for a little bit, but I think I heard enough of what you said to
All
understand
righty.
that is what I'm experiencing, and I've known that. Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah.
You're welcome, dear.
Okay,
God bless.
Doctor, thank you. Let's go to Linda, and we'll end up with Renate's final question. Linda, you're on with Greg.
Hi, Greg. Thank you
Hi,
for being
Linda.
here. I have a question about a recent death within 2 or 3 years of a young woman in her 30s who was very close to me, who died of a gunshot wound. And it's been in controversy over whether it was an accident that involved somebody else, whether it was an intentional homicide, or whether she committed suicide. And I just wondered if there was anything you saw.
I don't feel suicide, dear. I feel someone was involved in it and someone else shot her.
Yes, absolutely.
I do not feel she committed suicide. I didn't see any thought in her mind of leaving in the manner of suicide. I saw her frightened by what happened, and she was so shocked that it occurred.
Well,
It
yes.
confirms your thought, and it confirms what you had in a dream.
Yes, and a friend of mine who's an FBI agent said there was no way she shot herself. But the guy who owned the home had law enforcement connections, and they covered it up. So
I feel not only was it covered up, I want to say the way the gunshot occurred, she could have not done it to herself.
that exactly. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much. You have no idea the relief I feel.
The angle of the entry wound and everything else about it is off, completely off.
Okay, thank you. Oh goodness, thank you.
You know, there's 3 security people involved there that covered things up and let on that there was no problem and it was a suicide. It was not a suicide. She's very angry at the idea that people would even think that.
Well, tell her I don't think that. Tell her nobody that loves her thinks that. We all know better.
I feel love from her for you and for everyone else. And her message to them is send out the thought and prayer that the truth comes out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll convey that. I so appreciate it.
Good. God bless you, dear.
Thank you, Linda. There's one more question from Renate, then I have some final thoughts. Renate, you have a question for Greg?
Yes. I want in my meditation, I feel very, very strong energies, and have the feeling I'm in heaven, and I have downloads and all kinds of that. And when I wake up in the morning, there is fear, and it is completely different. And I wonder what happened during the night.
Well, I see you traveling out of the body a lot, and I feel like you're having some wonderful dreams. And I'm seeing you astrally traveling also. And I'm seeing you going places in other dimensions that are wonderful, and you're enjoying them. And when you come back to the body, there's a part of you that's such a shock going from such a harmony to what the world is here. And it sometimes really scares you.
That's right. Yeah. I have shivers all over that I know I have connections to other dimensions.
You're definitely connected in other dimensions, and I feel wonderful with the energy. And I want to say, please enjoy. I feel it's wonderful. You know, when I was a child, I had a very hard time accepting being on the earth plane because I could be in spirit all the time, feeling spirit, knowing spirit's with me. And I feel you have the ability at night when you're out of the body that you sometimes don't like the earth plane and don't like coming back here and how negative things can be.
Yes, I was told something that I was afraid of life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't see it as a fear of life, as the idea that you don't like the way the world functions because it's not done in honesty and love.
That's right. Oh wow. I would
And
like to be with you. Are you seeing anything more at the moment?
yes, I see you having a lot of energy around you that Spirit's helping. They love you, they watch over you, and it's a wonderful energy. And please take time to enjoy it.
Yes, but I don't know who are the spirits.
You know, I've done this all my life, and I have some guides around me that they've never given me a name. They've just come in as a vibration, and I recognize the vibration, and they've been there for me forever. And I don't really question it as names anymore. There's times they give me names, but not always. And you just need to know they're with you and that they love you and they're helping.
Wow, thank you so much.
Okay, Renate, thank you very much. I wanted to mention to everybody, we will be off. I will be off. The show will be off for Christmas and for New Year's, so we can all go party. So we'll be back around January the 9th, which is when my guest, Leanne Fortunato Heltzel, will be on. You'll see more in my emails to the mailing list and announced on Facebook. She'll be talking about quantum energy. But anyhow, I want to thank the newlyweds, Greg and Leslie. Congratulate them once again. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Greg, thank you once again, buddy.
Hey, God bless everybody and have a wonderful Christmas. Have a great holiday.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Take care. Nice meeting you all.
Merry Christmas.